Hey everybody, we're live. I hope we're live. Welcome to the Small YouTubers Boost live stream. I'm just going to do our usual things. There's nothing unusual about today. Everything's totally normal. There's nothing strange going on. I'm just going to do the usual stuff of a little social sharing of this live stream before we dive right on in. And yeah, I'm not in chat yet, so hold on. I'll get that just as soon as I can. Wonder if you can notice what's different about today. I'm so early it still says offline. That's super early. As you can tell, I'm in chat now. Let me just bust it out like a ninja. Come on, chat. There we go. It says one in chat, says ABCU. How do I sound, guys? Can you hear me? It's dark. Okay, I can do something about that. I've got oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about my YouTube is dark or I'm dark? Maybe before I adjust my lighting, I should clarify that. 10 out of 10 on audio. Beautiful. I love my snowball. Is that a plunger? It's not a plunger. Good question. I mean, what? What are you talking about? Everything's normal. There's nothing weird going on. The YouTube is dark. Yeah, I made my YouTube go dark. You might recall I was supposed to live stream a couple of days ago, but I was plagued with this wicked headache that was borderline migraine, and so I was seriously trying to get it together to do a live stream, and I was like, maybe if I go dark mode on YouTube, it'll help, because everything bright was just agony for me, and it just wasn't enough. But I like dark mode, so I'm like, you know what, I'm leaving it. So that's why my YouTube is dark. So I've got dark premium YouTube. It's gonna look different today. I've also done some things to the setup for the live stream. You'll notice. Last time I'd added this banner at the top so people knew what the heck it was, or I don't know, whatever. Just trying to play with things and learn stuff, and so I've tweaked it a little bit. I've made it a little smaller because I think it was taking up too much real estate, and I tried to make it look a little bit more professional, just not blank red text. I gave the text a little bit of a little depth, a little character, hopefully, in Photoshop. And I've also added a couple social links, which I think should be right above my head right now. Look, I'm pointing at them with my... man, if y'all came for the most serious presentation, this is not it. The other day when I was going to go live, when I got plagued with that migraine, I was actually all collared dress shirt. And I was like, oh, it's going to be a fancy live stream. And then I was just in agony. So I couldn't do it. All right, I think I've completed my social sharing, all the places. I think I even tweeted it out from the Small YouTubers Boost Twitter account. So I think we're good to dive right on in. Just closing that. So yeah, it looks like everything's working. Okay, so what the hell is on my head? Let's talk about it. Why did I do that? It was partly to look interesting, but this is actually a prop for something that I want to talk about. So in the space of affiliate marketers and things of that nature, you'll often hear the term funnel. What's a funnel? This is a funnel. A bunch of stuff goes in one side, splashes all over the place, and comes out in a thin stream on the other end. So this is a funnel. Why am I talking about funnels? I read something in the group that was interesting today. Somebody had watched something by, Nick Nimmin, whatever his name is. I've seen a couple of that guy's videos, but I'm more of a Roberto Blake guy. Anyways, apparently he had said something about trying not to include links to outside of YouTube in your video description. And so this guy, I don't recall his name, and I apologize for that. If you're here, shout yourself out in chat. But he basically tried it on his channel, and he saw his views increase by doing that, by trying to replace external linking links that link to things outside of YouTube with links to things in YouTube, like your other video or a subscription link or something like that. And I read that, and man, it clicked. It clicked right away. It made perfect sense. And I literally ran to my computer and started editing descriptions on my channel. So let's talk about why that is. Why do you think it is? And why am I holding a damn funnel? So, we all know, I've talked about it here on this channel before in other live streams, you've probably read about it and seen it in other places in the group. YouTube wants to keep people on the platform for as long as possible. That is their deal, right? That is why watch time is king metric of all. That's why session watch time is a thing. So we've got that. We know that. So it makes sense that if YouTube sees you as somebody who drives traffic to their platform and then the traffic stays there, they reward you for that, would seem to suggest that if you're driving traffic away from YouTube, wouldn't it make sense that it would punish you? Maybe? Punishment might be a judgmental word, but the idea is it would not favor videos, I would think, that end watch time. If you've got a boat and there's a hole and, you know, stuff is going where it shouldn't be, you plug the hole, right? And I imagine YouTube probably looks at it in a similar way. If there's a video that just ends everybody's session time, they watch it and they go somewhere else, they shut down the browser or whatever, that would be a view killer, a session killer, whatever you'd call it, right? And so YouTube, I would think, I'm just speculating here, but I think that's the argument behind this theory. YouTube would be like, you know what, we're not going to show people that video because that makes people go away. You know, if I'm Macy's, I'm not going to tell somebody that there's a great sale at Nordstrom's. If like I actually worked at Sears Canada for several years when I was going to school part-time. And I remember there was a big to-do a couple of years in where they were changing the direction of the escalators because we were attached to a mall. And the down escalators that took people to our floor pointed right into the mall. And so their big idea was if we changed the direction of the escalators so that the ones coming down point people into the shoe department away from the mall, then the foot traffic would stay within the store. And I think YouTube is doing something similar. So like I said, I ran to my computer and I was like, okay, first I got to change my upload defaults. And I got to look at all the links that I have in there, because if YouTube is punishing me or not favoring me or whatever you want to call it because I've got too many external links in my description, well, I need to do something about that, I think, right? It's just a theory. I'm trying it out. But this other guy's data was somewhat compelling. And if Nick Nimmon's saying it, then, I mean, he's a reliable source too, I imagine. So I went in and I was looking at all the different links in my descriptions from defaults and a couple videos here and there from before I was using upload defaults. Hey, DJ Talks. And I did have a lot of links, and I had a lot of social links. I was linking to my Instagram and to Flickr for, I don't know, reasons. Maybe I like to be retro and ironic. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And so I've changed it now that I'm now having 3 main links in the description. And so instead of having like literally nearly a half dozen or more links and none of them go into YouTube, what I am now going to start having on my channels is 2 links that go outside of YouTube and 1 link that goes to YouTube. And the way that I decided to do that for Vacation Impossible, gotta plug the channel, is that I have a link to the t-shirt that we sell, and I have a link to the audio podcast, because there's a lot of content there that doesn't quite always make it to the YouTube channel. And then I have a subscription link, and you're probably familiar with how to format a link to your channel. You add subconfirmation equals 1. You can Google that. Hey, Achilles. Glad you can make it. And so I added that, and actually Achilles was one of the people. He was like, I don't know, must have been like 6 months ago. He's like, you got to add sub-confirmation links. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But now, algorithmically, it makes sense potentially, because I thought I could link to like a specific video, and I could, you know, update that over time. I could use some TubeBuddy functions to make that a little easier. But I thought, no, you know what? I want it to set it and forget it for all time. So it's t-shirt sale, audio podcast, and subscription link. Those are the 3 links I'm going to be putting in my descriptions going forward. I'm going to see what happens. It's hard for me to use Vacation Impossible as a good litmus test for algorithmic stuff, because I'm always doing like 100 different things. It's hard to know which of the 100 things is having what impact, but this just makes logical sense. I still haven't told you why I have a funnel. So let's talk about the funnel. The funnel is something, like I said, that a lot of like online influencers might talk about behind the scenes. It's sort of a business expression. So you're talking about having a funnel that drives people to your website or whatever. So the idea is, you know, the big part of the funnel captures a lot of traffic. Maybe it's a Facebook group with lots of people. Maybe it's a really successful Instagram account. And then you funnel people through to the link here, where they make a purchase, or in some way you make money, or you get what you want. It might not necessarily be money. So I want to ask you, and yeah, I mean, people use funnels as a metaphor for click-through rates, but that's not quite what I'm talking about. I'm talking about external links. So let's say the big part of the funnel here is all of your social media accounts, the message boards you're active on, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever. All these different places where you're trying to get traffic. Where are you driving them to? What is your ultimate goal of the funnel? Where do you want to push your people to? Think about that. Because it can be a lot of different things depending on your channel. If you're all about wanting an audience for your videos, then the end of your funnel is your YouTube channel, right? If you want to drive affiliate sales, then the end of your funnel might be Amazon. It might be something else. So that's something to consider. And so I've decided that for Vacation Impossible, I've got all those things, the Tumblr blog, everything else, but where do I like to capture traffic there, maybe build communities there too, but where do I want to drive the traffic to? Where do I want them to land? Where do I want them to spit out of the funnel? And for me, it's the YouTube channel, it's the podcast, and I guess selling t-shirts. Why not? I want to give it a full, honest try. Stupid Robot Fighting League kind of encouraged me to create the t-shirt, and so I want to give it a fair chance, and so I'm doing that. So, at the end of your funnel, is it views, is it money, is it recognition? Think about what your concrete goals are, subscribers, whatever, and then ask yourself, is the funnel pointed in the right direction? If your primary focus is YouTube, then why would you have a link in all of your videos to Instagram if you're not doing anything on Instagram? Now, have a social link. Yes, do that. It appears in the banner and that's enough. I'm talking about the description of your videos. Why would you want to drive someone from your video? You've got them potentially exactly where you want them. They're watching your video. Maybe they're seeing an ad. You're getting watch time. Maybe they're going to subscribe. You're getting views, likes, comments. If those are your goals, why would you drive them away from your goals? Now, you could be using YouTube to support your business. So driving traffic from your channel to your personal website might be your goal. That could be the funnel in action. So YouTube, you might want to drive people to your website. Fine. If that's your goal, that's great. Let's be conscious about it. Let's make that choice. So that was sort of that, and also I thought it was a funny looking thing. Maybe this will make a really good thumbnail. Something, I don't know. I'm playing around a little bit, but the idea there is what's your ultimate goal? Because we're like, and I'm always harping on this channel and live streams about be on multiple social media platforms, but that doesn't mean that's what is the final destination for your audience, your customers, whatever you want to consider them to be, depending on why you're on YouTube. But I just wanted to start off with a quick conversation about that because I thought it was fascinating. It was a new thing I learned today, and it changed my perspective. And maybe it's a new algorithmic thing. Maybe it's an old algorithmic thing. That's hard to say. I don't know. But if it makes a difference, if it gives us a competitive advantage, let's do it. Let's go take over the world, huh? So, anyways, enough about that. I'm here for you guys. So let's take a look at chat, see who showed up first, who wants what. I like questions, tutorials, channel reviews. I can look at the description and tags of a video. I can talk about what it's like to run a YouTube channel or a Facebook group or whatever you like. It's kind of your show. We'll go in the order of in which people spoke up in chat, basically, just so it's fair. That's something that's like, anybody gets their fair equal shot. And that's why you're going to want to have notifications turned on if you're subscribed to this channel, because I'm doing this again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I don't know how long today will be. It might be a half hour, might be 2 hours. I don't know. I've got tickets to a comedy club tonight, so it can't be too long. Tomorrow, I've got a lot more time. We're looking at like probably 2 to 3 hours tomorrow. So the earlier you're in chat, the earlier we get to your request, whatever it might be. Quickly before I dive in, 2 rules for these live streams. You've heard it before, but I'm going to repeat it again for the new people and for clarity. I'm not going to subscribe to anyone because I don't want chat to become you trying to sell me on your channel. Getting 1 more subscriber is a very limited value, but if I give you some tips and tricks and knowledge that you can use to go get 1,000 subscribers, that's better for you. And probably better for me because it's more fun. For me anyways. I enjoy helping people. It's fun for me. The second thing is I'm not going to watch any video. I can look at your tags and description and title and stuff. Thumbnails, fine. But I'm not going to watch a video. I don't want a content ID claim. I could do without that. And I've got my speakers off so nothing autoplays sound-wise. As well, you know, one long video and we're done, and we don't have time for anything else. So those are the rules. Amanda's Right Life, as per usual, was the first person in chat. So do you have a question, a request, or you know, you want to give up your spot for somebody else? Because you've had a lot of opportunities, but maybe you've got a good question. I don't know. Let's see. Honestly, was mid-edit on my channel and saw the live stream. Sorry to interrupt. It probably won't be too long a live stream, so you can hopefully get back to that with lots of time. YouTube loves YouTube, and it's jealous about traffic. That's a really good way of putting that. I like that. That is definitely sort of what I'm talking about. You're gonna change all your descriptions now. You see, that's what I want to do. Can you help me with my Pokemon content? Like, I'm ranking for Poke's Bizarre Adventure well, but my other Pokemon stuff isn't ranking. Help. Okay. I can certainly look at that. So I've got TubeBuddy installed here. So my YouTube could look different from your YouTube for a couple of reasons. One, I'm in dark mode because I had that headache the other day, and I just prefer dark mode. So that's why my YouTube looks dark. You can set yours to dark mode. That's an easy configuration. I also have YouTube Premium. You might notice instead of YouTube at the top there, it says Premium. So that way I don't have ads display, and it's what used to be called YouTube Red. And the third reason my YouTube might look different from your YouTube is I have TubeBuddy installed. So on this screen right now, I always get my left and right mixed up with these things. Use the other finger. And all the way over there on the far side over there, you'll see that white box that says Search Explorer. So this is the TubeBuddy plugin. I'm using Firefox. So I've got TubeBuddy. Whether you got the free one or the paid one, you're going to have a version of this pop up, and it's super, super useful. So as we go through, I am going to be using TubeBuddy as a tool to help me help you, because honestly, it's since I've discovered it, since I discovered TubeBuddy in August, I've got an affiliate link down below, and no, this video is not sponsored, but it got me across the finish line for monetization. It dragged my sorry butt across the line. But it's changed the way I've looked at YouTube. It's deepened my understanding of so many things. And so I do highly recommend it for that. And frankly, if I was to try and help your channel without it, I wouldn't be giving you full value. It would be like I'm blindfolded trying to help you, and that's no good for anyone. So that's just why things might look different. So diving into Amanda's Right Life, she wants me to look at her Pokemon content to see what's what. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into her videos here on her channel, and I'm going to list them by most popular. So we can take a quick look. I did something similar to this last time with a different channel. I looked at the most popular video and then sort of the least viewed in a similar genre. So let's go into this I Am Pikachu. It has 1,200 views. It was uploaded a month ago. One thing right off the bat that I'm going to point out that makes a difference, and it's tedious, and it sucks, and it's hard work, but the fact is, YouTube is hard work. A big part of YouTube is hard work. It's closed captioned. It has the CC right underneath the 1.2K views. You can see right there. So the closed captioning helps for a variety of reasons. I spoke about this in the group. I commented on somebody's post recently. It's not just so hearing impaired people can enjoy the video as well, but that's important. There's also situations where someone can't watch with sound on. If you're at a restaurant, it'd be rude to put in earbuds, or maybe you didn't bring your headphones or whatever, but you might want to check something out if it's got useful information. So if you're in a situation where it would be rude to play your phone at full volume, and please, more people understand that that is a thing, and don't do it. I actually have this idea for my Vacation Impossible channel that I'm going to go to a dollar store and buy like a bag of earbuds, and I'm going to go to like the airport, and everyone who's FaceTiming or doing anything where they've got sound on their phone, I'm going to throw the earbuds at them and be like, "You're welcome! Stop being horrible," and run away. I don't know. I don't want to get arrested. So I'm still percolating that idea, but I think that might be funny, or it might just mean me venting my frustrations at the world. Anyways, so that's a situation where closed captioning is important. Additionally, YouTube has auto captioning, so it has a sense of the things that you're saying in your video. This wasn't true years ago, but it's very true now. And so if you post a video and you say that it's about Pokemon, and you never once say the word Pokemon or anything tangentially related to Pokemon, if you're talking about Santa Claus the whole time or something, then YouTube, there's a couple things that could happen. One, YouTube's not going to be confident they know what the heck your video's about. So you're not going to have that keyword alignment I've talked about in other videos and live streams. And also, it could potentially might flag it for review because they're like, this looks like it's not been titled or tagged properly. This could be misrepresenting and misleading. If you use titles, descriptions, and tags that don't accurately describe the video, if you're making a video about a roller coaster and you just have tags about Roberto Blake and small creators everywhere, the video's not about that, you could get a community strike against you. You could get your channel shut down because it's misleading. You could just be trying to piggyback on a trend and your video's not about it. And so you're lying and you're misleading, and that's against community guidelines. So that's something to keep in mind. So anyways, closed captioning is good for that because you correct the errors. So you say, you know, Pokemon, and they thought you said poke my mom, or I don't know what, you know, you correct it, then it's like, oh, okay, the video is actually about Pokemon. It increases the confidence of the algorithm so that you do better in search and recommended because it has greater confidence that it knows what your video is about. So it can match it to search terms and other similar content easier. So that's another reason. And yet one more reason for captioning, actually got two more, one more, it makes it easier to translate into other languages. So, you know, if somebody who doesn't speak English, but maybe they speak Hindi and they want to watch your video, there might be an ability to translate the text that way. Additionally, the last, I think, on the list, reason to caption, there's like 4 good reasons, but it's hard work and it's tedious. And this is an hour-long video. I sympathize. Like, respect to you for captioning that. I have not captioned some of my longer videos. I just can't. I'll motivate myself one day. But it's just such tedious work. So anyways, the last one is the algorithm, I think, in YouTube appreciates when you use all of the functions available. This is one more function that you could be using to show YouTube that you're serious and give it more data to crunch on. The trick for captioning, here's my trick. If the video gets auto-captioned, and I don't know how to trigger that yet, I want to find out. If somebody knows, please let me know. I want to know how you can trigger auto-captioning, because some videos auto-caption and some don't. Maybe it's just whether the algorithm decides there's enough text, like talking, that it can hear, or maybe if it's like somebody in a certain region clicks it. I have no idea. I want to know. Because once it's auto-captioned, your captioning work gets a lot easier and, frankly, funnier. Because then all you have to do is go and correct the errors. Instead of typing every word out from nothing and timing it and all that stuff, which is super tedious and I hate doing it, but you got to do it. It's the hard work of YouTube. You want to be successful. It's one of the sacrifices you're going to have to make. But if it's auto-captioned, then you just go in and you correct the errors. And I said funny because sometimes the errors are hilarious. There was a video that I was correcting the captions on a couple months ago. And I don't know, we were talking about Hawaii or some other thing on Vacation Impossible. And it for one thing, it thought we were swearing nonstop. And it thought we were talking about some not PG-rated content the whole way through. So that wouldn't have been great to have that stand. It was very funny to correct, though. But that's much easier. So it's easier to correct auto captions than to write captions from scratch, is my tip there. So that's the first thing I noticed just at a first glance. But, I mean, we've got 2 very similar thumbnails here, Episode 1, Episode 2. Episode 1 has literally twice as many views as Episode 2. But there's other Pokemon stuff here, too. So I want to compare, like, the most drastically different from each other, most viewed to least. So let's dive into the most viewed first. And I've got my TubeBuddy plugin ready to go. And it's worth oh, that's interesting. I'm very curious about this recursive, I think that's OBS. That's interesting. So I guess OBS was capturing the OBS screen ad infinitum. Anyways, that's distracting me. So with TubeBuddy, I'm logged in as Vacation Impossible right now, and the reason is, for my Vacation Impossible channel, I have the legendary paid account with TubeBuddy. Kind of went a little, overboard. I don't know that everyone needs it. A pro or a star would probably work for most YouTubers. But it does give me things like the Videolytics. To better understand how Videolytics works, I do have a tutorial video here on this channel, Small YouTubers Boost. Check it out when we're done. Not right now. I'm still going. You might learn some things. Maybe I will too. And I don't profess myself to be an expert, but maybe I can prompt a thought. So let's look at what's going on here. I am Pikachu, Poke's Bizarre Adventure Part 1. Hey everyone, today marks another video for Amanda's Right Life. Honestly, that first line I don't even like. I think that's working against you because none of that is searchable, and none of that is about the video. Now, if you're continuing to get views on this video, maybe don't screw around with it because you don't want to, like, you know, mess with the secret sauce that's working for whatever reason. But if this video at some point stalls, if it gets to a point where, like, you're not getting, you know, more than like 10 views in a month or something, whatever metric makes sense for you and your channel, then maybe you can go in and consider changing things. And so for the description of this, that first line's got to go, in my opinion. Don't forget to check out my website. Below you can find all the things that I wear and what I film with on my channel. Affiliate links. And then she has some hashtags here, which are good, and they appear at the top. So if you don't know, you can have hashtags appear above your title on YouTube just by putting a hashtag before the words in your description. It's a maximum of 3. And they can be anywhere in your description. So what I tend to do is put them after those links that I want to funnel people to. Because if they're still reading and the links didn't get the job done, then they can see it then. And also it displays above the title. So where it actually is in your description is not too critical. So I would put it at the very bottom, basically, because that is like the real estate of least value on your description on the video on the screen. So that's where I would put the hashtags and how you do that. Remember, a limit of 3. But very easy to do. It's all automatically put above the title by YouTube. But there's nothing in the description, like, where's the word Pikachu? I can't find it. There's nothing. So that's interesting. Hold on, there's one. You know what? I need to... Can I... Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's because I'm in the video. Interesting. I'm just noticing that my face is covering up a lot of the writing on OBS. Let me scroll up a bit here so you guys can kind of see what the heck I'm talking about. But anyways, this description, in the description, and actually looking over at the Videolytics on the side here, you can see that it says this video's tags appear 2 times in the title and description, and that's it. And so, yeah, that's... And the ones that do appear, I mean, it's looking at both title and description as one entity. But if we just look, and so, you know, you've got, I'm guessing, yeah, I am Pikachu is one of the tags, not ranking, I might add, but it's in the title. Poke's Bizarre Adventure, although I don't know if the apostrophe matters, that's a tag that is ranking for 7 in the title, but it doesn't exist in the description. So, again, I don't want to mess up with any momentum, velocity, whatever you want to call it, good fortune that you have on this video that's successful for you. But if and when it gets stuck, I would suggest unsticking it by going in, deleting the top line of the description, and replacing it with a nice paragraph full of sentences that flow, not just random keywords. You want to make it, you know, like proper English and readable, but where you actually talk about what the video is about. And in so doing, try to include as many of those keywords as possible organically. So that, and then if, for example, I am Pikachu, no, actually, poor example, let me try, I guess Poke's Bizarre Adventure. You're ranking number 7 for that, and also, this is interesting, it looks like the tag appears twice. Just trying to see if there's like a spelling difference. No, it appears twice. So in TubeBuddy, when you're editing or uploading your video, if you go to sort your tags, it will let you know if there's duplicates and give you an opportunity to remove them just by clicking a button that says remove duplicates. Because having a tag more than once does not increase the likelihood of it. You could replace it with a variant, you know, and then try to rank on that variant so that you can rank on 2. Use all the characters available to their maximum. So that's another thing I would do is remove duplicate keywords and try to replace them with something else that you can maybe try to get to rank. So let's talk about Poke's Bizarre Adventure here. It's in the title, it's in the tag, it's ranking number 7. You know what, I'm gonna guarantee, okay, and I'm not saying do it right now because I don't want you to ruin your momentum, but I guarantee you, and I might be wrong, so if I gotta figure out how I can back up this guarantee, maybe I'll do something silly like wear something funny on my hat, on my head, I don't know, but I guarantee you, that if you put Poke's Bizarre Adventure in the description, your ranking will go up from 7. That is a guarantee that I can't back up with anything. If I'm wrong, we'll figure out something I can do to make amends. But I'm just so certain of this. I'm so certain of it. And, you know, if you also put maybe, and it's probably hard, like I can search on the term to see I am Pikachu, to see how competitive it is. See, it's scoring a 60, which is pretty good, which means that is a balance. This is TubeBuddy I'm using here, the Keyword Explorer. That is a balance of the search volume and the competition. Now, that's not weighted for your channel necessarily. This is unweighted. And if I were to check weighted, it would be weighted for my channel, which would be Vacation Impossible, I imagine, and that score should go down, but it went up. Should I start making Pikachu videos? I could travel with a Pikachu. I could get a stuffed one. Stuffed Pikachu on a cruise ship. That's weird. I might be going after your Pikachu keyword. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't see myself doing that. I play a little Pokemon Go. My kid plays a lot more. Maybe we... Okay. Wow. That was unexpected. See, this is why TubeBuddy's so good, is it shows you things you wouldn't otherwise know. I would have had to use like 2 other tools and a separate search and a whole other website and interface. I don't know that kind of time. So anyways, this is actually a really good search term for you, or for people generally, I am Pikachu. So if you put I am Pikachu in the description, excuse me, I apologize, headphone users, then maybe you'll start ranking on I am Pikachu and this video will do even better. I know I'm supposed to be using this as the baseline, but there's a great opportunity here. There just really is. Let's see here. I am Pokemon Pikachu. Okay. ROM hack. Interesting. So, yeah. And so you have, ironically, a pinned comment that you yourself wrote, which is an okay thing to do, that just says I am Pikachu. And that's the other thing, too, is if they are... in the comments, using your keywords, that helps you too. It really does. Keyword alignment is top to bottom and everything in between. The words you say, the words that get captioned and auto-captioned, the title, the description, the tags, the comments. When it appears in all of those places, that's when the magic really starts to happen. So if there is a conversation happening here that, you know, that some other users are using the keywords and maybe you're replying and throwing some of your keywords in there organically. Don't do keyword packing. You know, if you you can shift the conversation, you can respond in a certain way, you can pick and choose parts of a comment to reply to. And I can help you with that right now. So, for example, that Dizzy Life, who I know you've collabed with before and has joined our live streams before, says, I do not understand this game at all. It has a thumbs up and a heart. The heart's presumably from you. I'm going to go ahead and click the thumbs up on that too, because I probably agree. But this comment has not been replied to, which is interesting. So you really should go in and comment and say something. And if you can say something in your reply that includes some of your keywords, if this is a ROM hack you're playing, you could say something like, yeah, well, you know, because it's a ROM hack, it's not authorized by the Pokemon Company or Nintendo, and so obviously it's going to be a little different and weird. You can say something like that. Maybe there's a nicer way to say that, I don't know. But then you've got, you know, some keywords in there, and some keywords that you don't even have anywhere else. Nintendo, Pokemon Company, things like that. You know, and you're furthering like Pokemon ROM hack and those other keywords that I noticed thanks to TubeBuddy that you've tagged on this video. So that's about helping to make this video do better. That's not what you asked me. I know. I apologize. I hope this is helpful. Everyone watching, reply to every comment that you can. If there's something in there that you can reply to, and in your reply, keep it on topic about the video, and maybe hit some of those keywords in the response, get a conversation going, it can only help your video. Comments or interactions, and keyword alignment. Very key stuff. Hey, small creators, go comment on other people's videos. It's opportunities for people to come and find you. If your comment is good, don't go asking for, you know, the stuff people ask for. Go and say something funny, ask a good question, give a compliment, give a suggestion, something. It's an opportunity to, you're helping the person that you've watched, hopefully for your own reasons, in supporting by making comments and interactions, but also you're getting your channel out there as exposure and people see it. And so if you write the wittiest thing and someone's like, damn, that was a funny comment. This person's kind of funny. I'm going to check out their channel, see if it's the kind of stuff I like, because I like their comment. So it helps them, and it helps you, and it helps build a community. So those are not bad things. Maybe you'll get your comment pinned by the person. So, and that's a good thing too, to increase your exposure, so that years later the video could have tons of views and tons of comments, but if yours is pinned right at the top, it's like getting first. I had a thought the other day, and I don't know if this is evil or not, but a lot of people suggest that one of the ways you get subscribers and views and stuff is by subscribing to a giant channel, having notifications on, and being the first to comment on a big video. And feels a little slimy. I haven't really done it. I don't know that I want to try. It doesn't feel quite right. I mean, if I were to do it, I would do it my way, and I would comment something sincere and hopefully funny or insightful or ask a good question or something. I wouldn't just spam. But I have this thought, and it might be evil, so don't necessarily do it. I'm just putting it out there as a question. But you could go in and you can edit comments, right, after the fact? So what if you go in, the second the video goes live, you comment like first or something, you watch the video, and then as soon as you have something intelligent to say, you edit the comment to replace it with something intelligent. You've got one of the first comments. I don't know. I don't know if that would be evil or like evil like a fox. Cunning. I don't know. It was a thought I had earlier today. These are the things I think about when I'm obsessed with YouTube. So anyways, yeah, there you go. Game looks interesting. Probably need to fix your frame rate so your game doesn't slow down. Someone's trying to help you there. That's nice. And skip problem, but it looks good. Look forward to more videos. And then he said, thank you. I will be filming another part of it this week. And they said, cool, I'll be looking for it. This is great for so many reasons. I'm gonna give a little thumbs up on your thank you. I'll be filming another part of this week. Because when Zackwell Tucker came back to reply to your comment, that's probably another view and probably more watch time. If it's on their phone, it probably started auto-playing, and they scroll down to the comment, and it's playing while they reply, and you're getting watch time, and you're getting a view. And these interactions. These are all good things. That's why you got to reply to all the comments. You know what? I think I'm going to reply here to Zachary Tucker and say, great to see you supporting a small YouTuber. That's awesome. Doesn't mean it. Ideally, I should do this from the Small YouTubers Boost account, but whatever. Make YouTube look pretty. Great to see you supporting a small YouTuber. That's awesome. Another interaction. Enjoy. Okay. So, that's that video. So some of the things that we've seen as success here. 4 terms are ranking. 2 of them are your channel name though. So like if I were to click on that, let's take a look at see what the sort of the value is. It's actually still scoring as a good. That's a 42, and the other one is a 41 and good. So okay. I mean, what I would also consider doing. You notice under best practices here, you've got it all. High res thumbnail, info card, end screen, shared on Twitter, liked on Facebook, captions added, comment pinned, and comment hearted. Right. So that's great. You got it mentioned on Twitter, and you've got 11 likes on Facebook. Doesn't look like it's been shared on Reddit. If I open up this tab, will you see it? Yeah, you will. Okay, cool. So I would consider sharing it somewhere on Reddit. We have a Small YouTubers Boost subreddit. Let me just show you here. It's a pretty safe place. I don't manage it as much as I should, but if you need a place where you can share something and hopefully not get like that Reddit whiplash, this is a relatively safe spot. Include a description. Bob's your uncle. You know, it might take me a while to approve it and whatever, but it's a relatively safe sandbox I've created for small YouTubers to play in. And the only stuff we remove is stuff that is you know, doesn't have a description. New skins coming to Fortnite. Approved. Because that's a description. I'll approve my own video. What the heck. Anyways, getting back to Amanda's Right Life and the question of the Pokemon stuff, what I would do is look at your analytics for this video. And so go to your Creator Studio Classic, go to Analytics, then filter it to just this video, then click into Traffic Sources and see where the traffic's coming from. And that's going to tell you a lot, and maybe there'll be opportunities there to drive traffic from similar sources over to your other Pokemon video. So one other thing I want to check here, because I know you got an end screen. I'm going to jump right to the end of the video. So this is great for your end screen. You've got 2 Pokemon videos there, so that's good. You could also link them in the description, talking about that thing I started talking about with my funny hat, about having links that also go to YouTube. The algorithm might favor you for that. So let's go take a look at the other stuff. Videos.
Sort by most popular. And then we will find the least popular, which is not a criticism, it's just how I think I can help. Alright, here we go. Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke. 6 views 1 month ago. Now, you've got this yellow here, which really stands out, whereas this is sort of a green background. So, and you've got this other video up here that's yellow. So I would suggest possibly all your Pokemon videos to have a yellow background, and all of your non-Pokemon videos to have the green background. Just a thought. Because the yellow seems to be doing well. You can check the click-through rates on that, but I just by glancing, I can tell you it's probably pretty good. The 1,200 view one is a month old. The 600 view one is a month old. The 6 view one is a month old. One of these things is not like the other. So that can be a factor. And I don't know the Pokemon space very well, so I'm not sure. The title might be like super competitive. I don't know. So let's see. You got the 3 hashtags there. See, there's another thing about TubeBuddy loves so much. There's so much about YouTube to know, and so much to keep track of, and so much you got to do repeatedly that it could easily do your head in. It does mine in a lot. I mean, you know, I'm a little creative people might be scatterbrained. I don't know, maybe I am. And so the best practices tab in TubeBuddy. Somebody the other day said, "What's the most important part of TubeBuddy for you?" Honestly, best practices. But that's because I'm a little scatterbrained, and I forget to do these 8 things from time to time. And so I know you use TubeBuddy, so I highly recommend you pay good attention to best practices when uploading, or if you're going and optimizing and editing an old video, pay attention to your best practices. Because, what did I say? On the very successful one, you had 8 out of 8. Here, you've got 3 out of 8. And these are probably factually related. They just have to be. I'd be shocked if they weren't. So, this doesn't have an end screen. I'm just going to hop to the end here. I see some space here, left of this character in the middle and under your face. That's enough space for a video you could link to. And there's this green space on the right. You could, or in the center top, either one of those, you could have a subscribe link. I'm also not. Oh yeah, no, you do have a watermark. Okay, that's good. Just don't see it, which is weird, but that's fine. Maybe because I didn't actually click play on the video. So, and you got an info card. Oh, interesting. It looks like the info card comes at the very end of the video. I tried to put my info card a little earlier in the video. I don't want it competing with the end screens, but to each their own. I don't have great traffic I'm driving from those things. But the algorithm. It's all about this beast of an algorithm that we want to fall in love with us. And part of it is by feeding it. It is a hungry, fickle beast. So, add an end screen. Share it on Twitter. And I'm not seeing that it has any likes on Facebook. You're in a giant Facebook group, just saying. You might not necessarily get a like if you share it there. It depends on how you do it and what the audience is. Maybe there's Pokemon groups you could share it in to get a like. Maybe you share it on your personal page and, you know, your family clicks like. Something like that. But again, algorithmically, if TubeBuddy knows it, it's good bet YouTube knows it too, right? You got captions, which respect, mad respect. And captions the hardest part. I know it's a shorter video, it's less than 6 minutes, but you did... Also, sometimes, actually, fair point, you may or may not have actually enabled captions. They might be auto-captioned. So you get that check mark if auto-captions have happened too, so you may or may not have done the work. I don't know. But assuming the best, assuming you did the work, that's way harder than adding an end screen. An end screen's 2 seconds. And comment pinned and comment hearted. That's hard because there's no comments. I would love to go in and give you a comment, but I really would need to watch the video first, and I have that rule against it, so I won't let myself do that, unfortunately. But hey, anybody watching, you like Pokemon stuff, you want to be one of the early people to comment, maybe you'll get pinned. And so for all time, your comment and a link to your channel could be at the top of this video. So maybe go give Amanda a comment on this video. If people do that on my channel, you know, either this one, Small YouTubers Boost, or Vacation Impossible, I go chronologically. Basically, the first comment that is like clean, where they're not, you know, calling for my death or asking me to subscribe to their channel, I'll generally pin. You know, if you find one of my videos that doesn't have a comment on it, go ahead, free advertising. So, and then when they do, you're going to want to pin a comment and heart a comment. You can write your own. I have mixed feelings about that. I don't know. I mean, I saw that you did have that on the other one, and maybe it was helping you. I couldn't say. Maybe give it a day to see if I'm able to drive anyone to comment on your video from this live stream, and then if they don't, maybe then make your own and pin it, and then you can always delete it or unpin it when somebody else comments. So that's just a thought. I find that some big channels do comment on their own, and it's normally a question of the day. Or they provide some more information. But the thing is that they do have the description to do all that. But also, I don't know. So if it is something, don't make it keyword packing or something random. I would suggest if you do pin a comment, I would suggest pinning a question is a good way to do it. Or one thing that comes up sometimes, like I'll do a video about a travel thing, and then maybe the rules about that thing will change. And so I will go and I will comment on that video saying, these have now changed, like, the price of this cruise add-on has changed. Click here to see the new information. And I'll pin that as sort of like an update, a service thing. So that anyone who finds themselves in that situation, you think, oh, I've got this video that what I said isn't really true anymore.
Pinning a comment and maybe editing the description is not a bad idea to address that kind of a concern. So anyways, yeah, that's the best practices stuff. Again, not seeing that it's been shared on Reddit. Nope, not on Reddit. Not seeing that it's been shared on Twitter. Nope, not on Twitter. So, tweet about it in some way. And share it. Again, Small YouTubers Boost is a safe sandbox. There's other ones out there. Find what works for you. Share it somewhere on Facebook, so you can hopefully get a like on Facebook. It's interesting. The videos, you're not ranking on any of the search terms. That is okay. That happens. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes it's just a super competitive space, and so that's hard to know. But I'm seeing something again. Oh no, it is different. Never mind. I thought you had the same tag twice, but you don't. It just looked that way. So anyways, but it says this video's tags appear 4 times in title and description. That's better than the other one, believe it or not. Interesting. The description is identical. So I'm thinking this is your upload defaults, and you haven't added to it, which is kind of a sin of YouTube. I don't want to be too harsh, but, like, you gotta have a description. You just gotta. The fact that there is something in the description field is not the same as having a description. It's like when people try to post things in the Facebook group, and they're like, here's my new YouTube video, and we reject it because there's no description of the content, and then the guy messages me, hey bro, why did you not approve my post? No description. I described it. It was my video. It was on YouTube, and it was new. I wasn't lying. And I'm like, I don't care if you're lying all that much. Although it's obvious. If it's obvious, I'm going to reject the post. It's like, oh, check out this Tetris gameplay, and the picture is like me on my dirt bike, and the preview description is a dirt bike stuff. I'm probably going to reject that. I'm not going to let people mislead people so painfully, obviously. Rant aside, having content, there's that word again, which I talked about last live stream, little rant. Having content in a box that is labeled description does not a description make. I don't want to sound too harsh on that. And there's nothing wrong with what you have, although again, I think that first line is just kind of eating space. The other stuff is fine. I get why you have that. Some affiliate links and stuff like that, that would be great. Hey, if you can generate some income from affiliate links and reinvest that into your channel and get a synergistic feedback loop of awesomeness, that would be awesome. I'd be clapping for you if you do that. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But at the very, very top, you really need to have like 3 or 4 lines, a few sentences, a paragraph, something describing what the video is about. It's absolutely, absolutely critical. And not doing it, frankly, is gonna hold you back. And this isn't directed just at Amanda. It's true of anybody. It was true of me when I started at YouTube. I learned by doing it wrong. So that will help, certainly. And again, if that description you're able to put in, like, here's the thing that I do. If you look at the Vacation Impossible videos, particularly anything that's come out in the last couple of years, because I've been on the platform since 2006, uploading since 2008, there's a lot of stuff. I've got 420 some odd videos. I'm hoping to hit 500 this year. My description begins with a copy and paste of the title. And guess what the first tag is? A copy and paste of the title. Because if it's the title, prime real estate. It's in the description and right at the beginning, which may or may not matter. for SEO reasons. It matters for viewer reading reasons, but I don't know if the algorithm cares that it's early. Nobody really knows. And then it's a tag, and it's like, depending on, it could be the first tag, although if another tag ranks, I will do TubeBuddy sorting to put the best tags at the front, because there's a theory that might make a difference. And I'm going to play every card in my hand trying to win at YouTube, and so should you. Then you get that alignment, and that's when you start ranking. So honestly, everybody, without exception, I can't imagine a situation where this wouldn't be a good idea, unless you got a better idea. Copy your title, make it the beginning of your description, and then paste it again as a tag. Or parts of it. Everything before and after the colon. Before is one, after the colon is a separate one, maybe. Try that. Maybe. Whatever. Try one to do that, but without the colon. Play around with it. Thank God for TubeBuddy. It'll show you how it's ranking. For your paid version, you get those rankings. You just got to make sure that it refreshes so you can see them, and that can be a little problematic sometimes. But it's great to see them. And, have them in another window like this if it works for you. If you like the Videolytics approach and layout, that's pretty good. That's kind of the key stuff, really, that I would suggest. It's quite a bit, I think. So I'm gonna hop back over to chat. I spent a bit of time on that, but we covered a lot of ground, so hopefully that's helpful. ABCU, you're next. It says one in chat. Is that a plunger? No, it was my funnel. How'd you like the thumbnail from yesterday's video, huh? Quite the derp face. I looked like I was Raiden or something from Mortal Kombat. It's like, I thought it was very funny when I freeze framed on that, and I'm like, that's the thumbnail. Yep. Gotta be able to laugh at yourself, or you're just not gonna make it. Let's see here. My retention keeps going down, says ABCU. I have 15 videos. One video is getting 95% of the views. Very common. Very, very common, especially for smaller channels. Don't feel ashamed about that. It is an opportunity, and you have a video that's doing very well, and you should absolutely feel pride of authorship of that. So, yeah, okay, one video is getting 95% of the views. One video of yours is kicking some sour frog ass, is what it is. Do I have to mark this as mature when I say the A word? I hope not. I'm not dropping F-bombs over here. But I can take a peek at that if you like. Let's see what else you've said in chat to see if you had a specific request. You're talking about click-through rate. I'm so confused about keyword research. I have TubeBuddy and Morning Fame. I've never used Morning Fame. I've heard of it before, but I haven't looked into it. Most of my videos get 10 to 20 videos a day. I think you mean views. But there's one that gets like 300. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, if you can, make more content similar to the one that's doing well. When I saw that, I thought, wow, a lot of green. Yeah. And I mean, getting back to Amanda's thing, green and yellow can be very complementary. So having, all of one type in yellow and all of one type in green, I think they'll go well together and yet still be distinct. I think that could be a really good combination for that channel. Let's see here. Thank you. When I do a description, I do everything you're talking about. Cool. I hope it's enough, but given that you're here, I suspect it might not be. But hey, you know what? We can do our absolute best and still not get quite what we're looking for. So ABCU, did you want me to take a look in a similar vein to see if I can divine why one video is doing super well and if there's things you can do to replicate that on other videos? I don't want to use the word copy because that can be taken in a negative context. Let me just quickly check in chat. Let's finally get to one of your live videos. Welcome, Operation Life. We're happy to have you here. I mean that sincerely. One of the things I love doing sometimes after the live stream ends, if I've got a couple of minutes, is I'll kind of go scroll back through chat, and I see you guys helping each other and supporting each other and making jokes and giving advice and building each other up, and I love it so much. I can't thank you enough. This positive community we're building together. It's amazing. I don't know where it'll end, where it's all going. Hopefully, success and riches for all of us. So I'm going to sort these by most popular. And, the thing is, without you guys, Small YouTubers Boost is nothing. It ain't anything with the members. I'm a big Star Trek geek. I'm open about that, and I love the novels. I read a lot of the novels. Not so much the original series, but almost everything else I can get my hands on. Just because of a huge back catalog I just couldn't go through. Maybe one day if I break my leg or something. But I remember reading, and I'm also kind of like a leadership geek as well. I really like Simon Sinek and Voss and other people that talk about leadership, Andrew Matthews being happy, all that kind of stuff. So, I like concepts of leadership and stuff. And so I was reading this Star Trek novel. It's actually come up in a couple where there was a great overlap where it's a Star Trek novel and they happen to be in the novel talking about leadership philosophies. And one of the things is Captain Kirk. He's the captain of the starship. Someone, I think it was actually Picard, it was a thing with a holodeck, but he was asking him, why did you put yourself at risk so often? Why did you always go into the dangerous situation and lead from the front? Why did you do that? And he said some of the things that you would expect, which is like, I can't expect my crew to risk their lives for me if I'm not willing to do the same for them. Asking them to go out and, explore and fight and risk and possibly die means a lot more if you also say, I'll be standing right next to you, shoulder to shoulder. And all of that is the stuff I think we would expect. The part that I really liked, though, is I think Picard comes back to Kirk and he says, but you're the most important person on the ship. You can't risk yourself. And Kirk turns to him and says, what gave you that idea? Where did you get that ridiculous notion? He actually laughs. It's like, where did you get that idea? And he says to him, he says, I'm the least important person on the ship. Everyone else on the ship knows how to do their jobs exceptionally well. They pilot the ship, they target the weapons, they scan the sensors, they communicate, they do all these things. They are experts. I have learned just enough to understand how the pieces fit together, and I can fill in a pinch if I have to. But I am not the expert at any of them. And that makes me the most expendable and the least important. I love that. That's great. And so it's funny sometimes people try to suck up to me as the admin of the large group. They want me to pin the link to their channel or endorse them or something. And hey, I do endorse some people. Johan is looking for voiceover people. He's a good guy to work with. I have experience. I can speak of it. I use TubeBuddy. I can endorse it because I've tried it out. But people are like, hey, shout out my channel, bro. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Go away. But they'll often come up with these like flattering things of like, you've built this amazing group and you're a wonderful admin. They joined like 2 minutes ago. And they're kissing butt, right? And I just scroll past it. I mean, a compliment is nice. And don't get me wrong. I don't want to say like I'm turning down compliments. It's not a thing. And especially when somebody who's active in the group or has been there for a while and they say something that, it can be really quite touching and say like, this is better than some other groups. This is a safe space versus others that are suffer, whatever. That's all lovely. But when they're obviously kissing my ass and they don't know who I am and it's like the first message and stuff, I kind of just scroll on through. But part of it is because I just want to, and I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or what, but I just want to be like, I did very little. Yeah, okay, I'm the guy at the top of the pyramid. That does not make me the most important. No way. Not even close. Because for one thing, I'm so busy admitting the bloody group that I'm not as active in the group as I wish I could be. I'm not supporting as many small YouTubers. In fact, here's a thought. I have a question that I've been thinking about, is I think that people have pitched this before, and I was hesitant because it could be a nightmare to administrate. But I have been thinking, and I mentioned this on the Instagram account for Small YouTubers Boost last night, about how I think we could be doing more to highlight small YouTubers. But, and so I'd like to do that. Like Max Hickson, great music. He does Buddy Holly covers. Check him out. He's awesome. Brett Westgore started a hilarious series about wanting to save up and buy a Tesla. Then he got another job and dropped off the face of the planet. But I want to, and Max Hickson's been busy with his singing career, so he hasn't been making many videos or new songs. And I would love to see those guys come back and create more content because they're underdogs I believe in. I think they make good content. They have talent and original ideas. And I think they're fantastic. And so I'm thinking like, I would love to do more to promote them and help them. I'm subscribed to both of them. Just full disclosure. I do not expect reciprocal subscriptions. I keep that stuff private. I don't generally mention it. I'm just mentioning it because that's how much I like their content. And so I like the idea of doing that, but how would we do that in a fair way? Because it's just things that I happen to stumble across. One day, you catch me at the right moment. I have some time. I watch a video. It makes an impact. I don't know. Would it be fair for me to use my own personal taste and things I've encountered because I happen to like it? Or would that be kind of like an abuse of power? I don't know. And so that was just something I've been thinking about for the last day or two. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. Do you think that would be a good thing or a bad thing overall for the community or whatever? And I was thinking about it, like also in the context of this live stream, looking at my screen right now, like where my Vacation Impossible logo is, where YouTube Premium is. I've got some real estate there that I'm not really utilizing. What if I had like a small YouTuber of the live stream, of the broadcast of the week, of the whatever, or a highlighted member or something. Would that be okay? But because I don't have the time to manage a big lottery or process, it would basically have to be stuff I happen to encounter, happen to want to support. Do you think that would be good or bad? I am curious. So tell me in the comments below. Thumbs up if I should do it. Thumbs down if I. Yeah, but honestly, I'm curious your thoughts, because when I get these crazy ideas, sometimes I haven't really fully run it by the mod team yet either. They often keep me from some of my worst instincts, which is great. I'm so grateful for them, because I'll have an idea that between these two ears sound great, but then they come out the mouth, and they're on the keyboard, and they come back and they're like, here's the 8 reasons why that would blow up the group, Ray. here's the 4 reasons why it's kind of dumb. They're very polite about it. They won't call me dumb generally, but they're nice about it. They keep me from some of the worst instincts where I'm like, all right, that's it. 5th rule, call the mod team jerks in your bed. And they're like, no, hold on, Ray, we've got the bullying rule, So I appreciate that. And so it goes both ways. Sometimes they've got crazy ideas, and I'm like, anytime somebody suggests pinning something in the group that is not the rules, I have to kind of be like, no, guys, we need those rules front and center, because goddamn. Kind of cursing, not cursing, but cussing a bit this stream. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. Salty. The guy at work would be, sometimes he says, oh, you're so sassy today, Ray. I gotta love it when he says that. It's very funny. Anyways, I'm sorry, I got distracted. So I'm looking here, and I've looked at this channel before. Every video I'm seeing here is, and I did the sort already, right? My most popular. Is that going to invert it? No, okay. I think I just refreshed it. And so everything is captioned. So, bound down. Mad respect for you. Not easy work. They're shorter videos, but it's still hard. And, there's not tons of them, but still, that is not fun work for, I think, anyone. So, I respect that. So yeah, I've looked at this before. I remember, yeah, the rounding roller coaster video. Yeah, I remember this, because you've got another one that's thematically similar. I think I've done a look like this before. I'm just going to quickly look in chat to make sure that I'm not going crazy here. Geeky cake over here. I really wanted the CVC Word family videos to do better. CVC Word. Okay, I see the car thing there. All right. I think my titles are off. Maybe if I figure out keywords better, I can better title them in search. Okay, well, how about that? Yeah, and I've reviewed the channel. I think I've also looked at, I really remember looking at the most viewed and least viewed. So I think I've even done that before. But I'll look at the CVC thing here. So the least watched one is consonant, vowel, consonant. So that's what CVC obviously is. Learn to read short A words. Interesting. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Well, for one thing, yeah, that's interesting. CVC is a little tricky, because I can't imagine people are searching it, and it could probably mean a whole lot of things. In fact, here, let's have some fun for a second. Let's do something a little different. I'm going to go to Wikipedia and type in CVC and see what comes up. Compact video cassette, card verification code, card verification certificate, blah, 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 linguistics, consonant, vowel, consonant, syllable pattern. Why am I doing this? It's not to make a joke or to demean or anything. I'm certainly not trying to do that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that I don't know that your audience is necessarily searching for that, because as I understand it, your audience is children and probably parents of young children. That are trying to learn to read and speak, maybe for the first time, or, improve their speech or whatever. So what I'm seeing here is that it's a term that's known to linguists, but probably not children and parents. Maybe early childhood developers and educators, teachers and stuff would probably know that. But again, they would probably be a nice part to have of an audience, but the largest group, if you want to try and spread a net to catch as many relevant people as possible, are probably the parents and the kids. And then a smaller populated group, but possibly more important, they could be influencers, would be things like educators. And then even smaller than that would possibly be people who are into linguistics. But even then, what would be the goal there? Get cited in a university paper?
It'd be kind of cool, but I don't know that it would grow your channel a whole lot. So the point that I'm making is you have the letter CVC in your thumbnail, and I think that that's not making great use of that real estate. And looking at it, and I mean, my son's, you know, nearly a teenager, so this hasn't been relevant for me for a very long time. But trying to think of... Because it also says, let's read on the banner. And is that accurate? It sounds like it's learn to read. So it's almost like learn to read and words. Learn to read at words. Maybe. That, to me, would be clearer, I think, to your broadest, most populous potential audience. Yeah, and so I'm seeing you're trying a couple different things here with the titles, which is good. So you're doing kind of like an A-B thing there, because I noticed in one you have CVC word list, and the other one is consonant, vowel, consonant. Learn to read short A words. And it's short A words. Not A, put it in quotes or make it capitalized. Capitalization is probably the easiest way to do that. But yeah, I wonder about that being the most effective way of titling it. I'm not sure. Learn to read learn to read and words. Learn to read at words. I think that might be possibly better title. Maybe a different title you can try. I worry about giving you advice that could lead you astray. So just consider these ideas. These are not hardcore, this was definitely work. I'm not offering a guarantee on this one at all. I offered that one little guarantee to Amanda, and I don't even know how to back that up. That's the only thing. Everything else is just me talking. But let's take a look here at the lower viewed one. They're very similar, 900 to 800 views. The graphics with the cars is cool. There's consistency of thumbnails, which is nice. Those are nice to have, though. You really want to get the click-through rate up, though. So you don't want consistency coming at the cost of your click-through rate. And so it's interesting. Maybe you're doing it in the framing story or a metaphor of a car, but... like at words, CVC at words, cat, not car, can, I don't know. So in terms of the image, I think the image could be a little bit more on topic, I suppose is the way I would phrase that. Let's take a look at this video here. I'm going to pause it because of my rules. I got rules, I follow them. I try. Okay. So your pinned comment's pretty good. It's a bit more clear, obviously, because I would have the context of the video. So that's good, and you're linking to that. That's fine. Kids will enjoy watching while they're learning some words. Nice sharing. It looks like you're replying, and they're getting hearts and thumbs up. So you're very interactive in the comments, which I think we spoke about before. So that's great to see. That can only help. No hashtags, which is interesting. So I would consider at the very bottom, possibly consider putting 3 hashtags. Hashtag AN words. Hashtag learn to read. Hashtag vowel consonant, or consonant vowel consonant. Sorry, a little dyslexia. It's not even a joke. I actually have partial dyslexia, so I struggle. Makes me good at the jumble, though. You've got all your best practices done. You've got it shared and upvotes on Reddit. Respect. You got mentions on Twitter. You got 89 likes on Facebook. Socially, you're on point. Best practices, you're on point. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms here that are ranking, which is good. It's interesting, though, because they have those lines that sort of separate things as part of them. So I wonder how the scoring on these are. Oh, it's actually fairly good. I'm surprised. I thought that would inhibit the score. No, that's actually all right. Very good. Okay. Hey, I would rather rank 20 on a very good than rank 1 on like a horrible 1 score or something. So that's pretty good. Okay, that's interesting. Reading race car. You see, this is just not my area, so I'm wondering if that's a thing that people would know in terms of that. But, okay. Interesting. Let's see this description. It's very good. It's like a little mini blog post, which is what you want. Learn to read short A words. And again, I'd capitalize the A just to make it, or put it in parentheses, because otherwise it's shorter words. Using consonant, vowel, consonant patterns and word families. CVC words are 3-letter words that follow consonant, vowel, consonant pattern. CVC words are the simplest words. This video teaches your child. Yeah. See, that's the thing. So it's like you're writing to a well-informed parent. And sadly, I mean, you got 147 comments on this video, so your interaction is high, which is awesome, by the way. So let's just point that out and take a second to appreciate that. But it seems like, yeah, you're writing to a well-informed parent who would know these things and would, in theory, therefore search for these things. And that's fine. That could be your target audience, but it's a smaller audience because it's a subset. It's a slice. Like I keep telling people on your channel, niche down, but niching down that hard on the audience could be what's hurting you a little bit. I mean, keep this. Don't get rid of this, but you could earlier on preface it by something that's a little less. Jargon is a harsh word, but a little bit more accessible to children and parents who are maybe not conversant in this sort of thing. I mean, kids don't know. The ages you're trying to teach aren't going to know what a consonant is. Not yet. For example, so if you're thinking that like kids in the Kids app are going to search this video down, I suspect they're not. And so, you know, it could be, yeah, like, and are kids really searching? If they can't read, are they searching? Like, yeah, that's probably not so much a thing. But so it's more what the parent is searching and then maybe putting on for the child. So playlists are good for that, and making sure the playlists have good descriptions. We can take a look at that. But you know, something about, because it does say learn to read. Short A words. Yeah, I don't know. That's a struggle. That's a hard one. I mean, it's because you're doing so many things right that there's not a lot of low-hanging fruit for me to say, like, oh, just do this and I'll guarantee success. CBC words, rounding, 3rd grade videos. Learn to read. Okay. So you've got to learn to read playlist, which was what I was going to suggest, but you've already got it. Okay, I like that kind of graphic. I mean, it's got letterboxing on the sides, but that's a sharp image. And I like how the text kind of came flying in. I wanted to see, not this, I wanted to see, yeah, here we go. Does this have a description? Okay. Yeah, so I think your playlists might not have descriptions. And that's one of the things that is sometimes forgotten by YouTube, or YouTubers, because there's so many to be looking at. Yeah, I would suggest that maybe bulk up the description and maybe try sharing the playlist. And so if you think about single parents or just busy people in the modern age, if there's a playlist of 11 videos, a total runtime of X, it's like, hey, if your kid's struggling to learn, short words, here's a playlist that you can sit them down and they can watch for 20 minutes or something. And so maybe they can watch it while, the single mom's making dinner. Or maybe they can watch it with headphones, at the Olive Garden while you're waiting for your food or something, on a tablet or a phone. And so maybe that might be a good way of doing it, is try selling people on the playlists. And then if that's successful, you get multiple views and much higher watch time, because you can get a lot of people to watch the 2-minute video, or the 93-second video, 90-second video. But if they watch the whole playlist, then you get even more value out of that. So yeah, I don't know. It's not as helpful as I wish I could be there, but it's what I got. Read it slowly, then read it fast. Oh, okay. I wasn't able to rank for the better keywords because there's a lot of competition. Totally understandable. That is the burden of the small YouTubers. We all feel it. Absolutely. Cat, mat, rat, sat. How are the tags? Yeah, the tags. I mean, don't mess with the... Oh, actually, is this going to show me? Yeah, okay, let's just do this one. Oh, no, wait, but that wasn't the kind of video you wanted me to look at. Here it is. I mean, yeah, the tags that we're ranking don't mess with those, but the ones that aren't ranking, maybe consider trying other things. Okay, here's a thought. I noticed that every tag you have that has a hyphen is not ranking. And I think of one. Actually, I'm curious what the score would come up on this, if it would say anything. Very good. Okay, TubeBuddy and I might be disagreeing on this, but here's the thought. When you put a hyphen before something in search, generally speaking, YouTube, Google, a lot of searches, DuckDuckGo, hyphen is a minus, which means omit this search term. So if somebody typed word family -an, generally speaking, a search engine will be like, okay, they want the results that have word family, but do not have an. So I'm thinking remove the hyphens from the title, from the descriptions if they're there, and from the tags. Maybe use the quotation marks, the capitalization, or whatever. But yeah, I would avoid the minuses. That's my one thought there. And then anything that's not ranking, play with. Until maybe you can pack it with things that are ranking. That's all I got. Sorry it's not more. But hey, oh, you didn't think of the hyphen. There you go. I gave you something. Something new. Let's see, who else do we got? LexMark66, how you doing, man? Logan. I'm doing good. I'm way better than earlier in the week when I had that migraine, I'll tell you that much. Just seeing if Logan's made any requests. What do you want? You got a question, a tutorial, channel review? You want to kind of follow the theme of me trying to make your videos do better? Are you still around? Yeah, you're welcome. Happy to help any way I can. And I think I said before, I think your channel has a lot of real potential. Another video or playlist idea, with the summer coming up, there can be a lot of parents who are concerned that over the summer, learning stagnates. So you might be, you want to consider maybe making either a playlist or a video about like summer learning opportunities, or a bunch of videos, or maybe that's how you promote it. In discussion boards. There used to be one called Baby Zone. It was super toxic, but maybe search that one out if they're still around. There's a message board called Baby Zone, like 10 years ago. But they join it when they're pregnant, but then they stay for a long time. And then Facebook groups for parenting and stuff like that too. And it could be like, if you're concerned that your very young child in grade 3 or younger is their learning is going to trip, stumble, halt over the summer, here's a playlist of videos to keep it going. That's kind of fun. Or here's a new video. That might be an idea of content you could create. All right, LexMark66. I haven't heard from you, so until I hear otherwise, I think I'll just take a look at your channel. I think I've searched that before. Sounds familiar. I'm surprised I'm going this long. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just check. Life might be getting in the way. No. I have more time, is what this message is. Not that I have less. That is surprising. Okay. Still here, Logan? Yeah, I do. I go chronologically by who speaks up in chat. So there is an absolute advantage to getting to the live stream as early as possible. So subscribe with notifications on. This is actually going to be shorter than tomorrow. I plan to do a much longer session tomorrow, and we're already at 1 hour and 16 minutes on this broadcast. So yeah, hopefully you can get in early tomorrow. Or maybe I can get to you today. I mean, I'd be surprised if I go for even another half hour. I think that'd be pushing it. But we'll see. So yeah, LexMark66. Hi everyone. You can call me Lex, Lexmark, or LexMark66. I'm a smaller YouTube person here on YouTube, and I enjoy making. So that tells me nothing about your channel. And I think I've looked at this before, because I remember the sunglasses thing, and those sunglasses are pretty cool and popular, and you could probably make a video about how to buy them, because I saw somebody was asking about that in the group recently. But maybe even an affiliate link, something. Who knows? There could be an opportunity there, because that is very much part of your brand, I think, is you in those glasses, because you use that very consistently. When I see you commenting, liking, messaging me, whatever, it's always that, and so that's good. You've got good consistency there. Your channel name is not super. You have 1.6K subscribers. That's awesome. You're kicking my butt in the subscriber race, man. I'm like 1.2, so that's cool. And again, I know you put out a lot of videos. 791 videos. Respect. That is not easy. Yeah, I hope to be at the level of subscribers and video count that you have one day myself. But I will say that your description at the beginning of your channel description is I'm going to be blunt, is no good. I'm sorry. You know, you can start off by, like, I go by Lexmark or Lexmark66, but then immediately pivot into what your videos are about. What your channel's about. Let's take a look. I suspect it's going to be a bit of a hodgepodge. Lexmark66.exe. That's kind of an interesting title. As an old school PC gamer, I can appreciate. I thought it was time to create a new channel trailer, and this time create one of my own and not get someone else to create on for me. Very intentionally reading that as it's written. I've spoken about this before, but you never know. New people could be watching. So getting the little things right is important. It really is. Your audience might not be conscious of it, but when they see that the capitalization is inconsistent, when they see that words are misspelled, it makes it harder to read, and yeah, it doesn't help the case you're making. You always want to put your best foot forward and show your best version of yourself to a degree. Maybe not necessarily best in the sense of always at your best. Sometimes sincerity and vulnerability are good things, so I don't want you to think you have to be perfect. But you definitely, as much as you can, want to seem as professional and enjoyable and easy to understand as you possibly can be. Although, I don't know, maybe not even the professional thing. Some people like the raw stuff. But seriously, like, you know, show the respect for your audience of putting in the work to try and get it correct. So for this, the T in thought should be lowercase, and it should be create one for me, not on for me. So it doesn't really say anything in what I'm seeing here. It doesn't really say anything about what your channel is about. Although it looks like you're about to put the glasses on. So that glasses is part of your look. I say keep that. I think the glasses thing is working for you. Got a Discord server, a link to Steam, it looks like. Steam community profile, and Twitter. Lexmark66, number 0575. It's interesting. About this banner. There's a couple things going on here. So someone made it for you. And the person who made it for you was so proud of the work, they put their name on it twice, which to me seems a little egregious. I don't know the person, but it's like, wow. That's just my personal thought. Let's see here. You got that Pepe Frog guy. That is problematic. There are a lot of connotations around that character that are dodgy AF, to put it politely. It's generally associated with sort of a racist underground on the internet, is, I suppose, a polite way to put it. So I understand that it appears in a lot of memes, but it has a very heavy and problematic connotation, and it was co-opted by people, and it's a complex story that I don't want to totally get into, but the fact is I don't know that your audience wants to get into it either. And it's I would recommend getting away from that. For one thing, you wouldn't have the rights to the image, if nothing else. And I believe the creator is trying to enforce their copyright and try to get it under control because it has been co-opted for... And you know what? Since we have an anti-racist rule in the group, no racism, we define racism as one of the core tenets of bullying. So, you know, if you're racist towards someone in the group, we call that bullying, and we will ban you. We might mute you or whatever, depending on the nature and the details. But generally, when it comes to things like racism, sexism, sexual harassment, one and done, you're out. Generally speaking, not a lot of second chances on those fronts. So I would not touch that at all. I wouldn't dabble in it. I would leave it alone. So I would do something else with that space. You've also got that guy's face there from a whole lot of memes. And again, I don't know what the copyright is around that guy. I mean, he's been used so much that it's probably not enforceable. It's probably kind of public domain clip art at this point, but I don't know, and I wouldn't count on it. And looks like that's the Discord logo, I think, which is maybe the Lexmark #0575 is to find your Discord. I don't know Discord. I'm an idiot when it comes to those things. It looks like a shortened link, so I couldn't say for certain. So what I would suggest is spend some time and make your own banner. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to do. That way you're not losing real estate to somebody promoting themselves twice for making it for you. And what they've made here,
It's kind of clip art. They put a lot of stuff together. I mean, that background, the black and white, I guess, they may have created a little bit themselves. But just to sound brutally honest, I don't think a lot of creativity went into the banner. And so I think that, like, I've seen how active you are in the group. You're one of the most active people in the group, and I absolutely appreciate that. But that also tells me that you might have the time available to invest in doing this yourself to a degree. You might not have the greatest software, and there's a lot of free things out there. Or maybe you have Photoshop, and Photoshop's wonderful. But there's also free things out there, and you can ask about that in the group. There's tons of things. But I bet that if you took the time and you watched a couple tutorial videos, that you could probably make something better than this yourself, is what I'm saying. And that speaks to you. And absolutely include those sunglasses, though, because that is absolutely part of your image. And again, other than sort of meme culture, the banner doesn't tell me much about what you're about. And honestly, the things that it tells me with the whole Pepe thing is not the good things. So I'm just going to scroll. I think I've said quite a bit about that. So, okay, it looks like some gaming stuff here. Unfunny moment. So you got uploads and popular uploads. And so, with so many videos, and I know that there are sort of general channels out there that kind of, they bounce around. It's whatever gets, whatever comes to them. It could be about their personalities or whatever. So I'm thinking this is maybe a channel that is very broad in its scope, and that's fine. The algorithm will not favor you being broad. The more you niche down, the more the algorithm favors you, but there's more ways to grow than just relying on the algorithm, and you can do it despite the algorithm. But I would suggest having some playlists in here. In fact, let's look at your playlists. I would suggest having playlists in there, if for no other reason than the nature of the playlist will really tell me a lot about what your channel's about. So you have 429 gaming videos. Put that playlist on your homepage as a horizontal row, 100%. Set it so the most recent one appears first, is my advice. Commentaries. Commentaries is a thing I struggle with. For one thing, that's not how you spell it. You want I-E-S, not Y-S. But more to the point, I've been noticing that in the group and in other places on YouTube, people have been treating commentary like it's a very clear description of a thing. But it is so incredibly broad. Because commentary can, I think, if I had to guess, a lot of the way it's used is gaming channels. And so they're saying that I'm speaking while playing the game, is what they mean by commentary. It's not just a playthrough of the game with no speaking on my part. I'm commenting on what's going on, is what I suspect the common usage is. Doesn't tell you a whole lot, because there's so many channels that do that on YouTube. And honestly, if I hear your gaming channel, I kind of assume you do that first. I don't assume the other way, but that's just me. It's not my space. Achilles might actually have some intelligent things to say about this. I don't. But commentary can mean a lot of things. Commentary could mean you're commenting on society. You could be commenting on the news. You could be doing reviews of movies or TV shows or music, and that could all be considered commentary. You could be watching other YouTube videos and reacting to them, and that could also, if you're vocalizing, could be considered commentary. So commentary as a descriptor is like slightly better than content in my mind. But that's my take on it, and it's my little experience. I don't necessarily know there's subcultures all over the internet and on YouTube, so that maybe it is a hugely descriptive thing. I don't know. You've got some skits, which I'm curious about, because I do like the idea of like sketch comedy and stuff like that. But the image there seems like kind of a stock photo of someone. And so that the image doesn't line up with what the title of the playlist seems like. That doesn't look like a skit to me, but maybe it is. I don't know. So you got vlogs. So, and again, there's 44 of those. So another row on your main page of vlogs. And again, reverse chronological, so the newest one is first would be my advice. It's interesting you have animations, but what I'm looking at here does not look like an animation, so a little unclear there. You have reactions. So, I mean, that's a question. How are your commentaries different from your reactions versus your gaming? You only have 2 videos in the commentaries playlist. Would they also find a home in gaming and reaction? And because commentaries is so undescriptive and not very SEO friendly and not very searchable, I know I say you can have videos in multiple playlists, and sometimes that's a good thing. I don't know that this is the case here. If those two videos could exist both in gaming, both in reactions, one in reactions, one in gaming, or wherever, they'd probably find a better home there. So I don't know that that playlist is doing much for you. But you can look in Creator Studio Classic, and you go to your analytics page, and you can switch to playlists, and it'll show you how your playlists are performing. And you can see your top performing playlists. And so if this is one of the top 10, then okay. But if it's not, might not be working for you. And so you could tidy up your playlist thing here. You have live streams. There's only one, but hey, if you're just starting on that, that's cool. You got to begin somewhere. YTPs. I don't know what that is. I have no earthly idea. YouTube profiles? I don't know. So that playlist should have a more descriptive title. Maybe the full whatever YTPs are, and then YTP as an acronym at the end of it, or vice versa, have it all there. I would recommend. You got some challenges. One challenge. I missed the Ice Bucket Challenge. I did that. I did that at the Grand Canyon. I didn't get a lot of views, and that was my thing to make it unique, And I did donate, and I did the Ice Bucket Challenge. The idea was you're supposed to do the challenge to avoid having to pay up, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do both. Because it was a worthy cause. And so I'm like, how am I going to do it on my travel channel? I will do it on location. And how am I going to do it different from the other people? I'm going to do it on the edge of the frickin' Grand Canyon. And it got like 14 views. So proud of that video. Nobody saw it. I'm sure you all sympathize. just venting. I'm sure you have very similar frustrations. Videos that you're like, because we had to lug it was like a styrofoam bucket and bags of ice. And when you get to, we're at the south rim of the Grand Canyon, the parking, it's a bit of an incline to get to the view. And then we had to find a spot to do it. We had to secure ourselves so we don't fall into it. Because part of the thing with the Ice Bucket Challenge was it simulates the disease, which is a neural thing where basically... and that was the experience. When the ice water hit you, for an instant, you didn't know where you were. And that was terrifying, and it was good insight into the condition of ALS. But I was also at the precipice of the Grand Canyon. And so I took some risk there, and I got like 14 views. And the people I challenged, I don't think ended up doing it either. So I don't know. I mean, there's so many YouTube trends out there. That was one for good. And I wish there were more like that, people doing things like eating detergent and other craziness and pranks and other things. It's like, you know what? If it had some noble purpose behind it, I could get behind those things a lot more than I do. But that was one that I enjoyed doing, even if it was hard work. So challenges, okay. Movies. Red Wings the Firefighter, starring Red Wings 10531. I'm guessing this is like a movie that was made in like Roblox or something. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm curious about that. Are they feature length? What does it exactly mean by movies? It's one of the struggles also in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group is people will be like, my channel is filmmaking. And it's like, so is it just videos you shot? Or is it about how to make films? Or is it about like... I even got into a disagreement with one of the mods like a couple years ago. A year ago, I guess, actually. This group hasn't been around super long. Because he was posting his stuff, and his description was something like, check out my cinematic video. Cinematic video of what, dude? Or no, he said, check out my film video. And I'm like, yeah, all videos are kind of film. All film is kind of videos. Like, there's a bit of a distinction, but not a lot. And eventually I think we just had to agree to disagree, and he would write longer descriptions, thankfully. But, it's a little problematic, because cinematic is a style, it's not a content. Cinematic, travel video, cinematic in-game footage, cinematic, birth of my child. You could do it. Cinematic is how you shoot it. It's like the kind of lens and the quality, and like maybe it's a slow pan or whatever. There's different things. I don't understand it very well myself, but it doesn't tell you about the content. It's like, I've got a cinematic channel. It's like, great. Is it a beauty shot of a can of Coke, or is it inside the Grand Canyon? What is it? So, anyways, that's just a little rant about running the Facebook group. Unreal Engine videos. That could be a playlist on your homepage as well. Roblox speed building could be as well. Tutorials. Well, that's interesting. XSplit and YouTube live streaming. I got a question in the group recently that might be good to address here. Someone asked, a lot of people still don't know that this channel exists, so let's try to get the word out, because hopefully we can help some people. But the other thing is, people are like, how can I get on the channel? And so there's basically two ways that you can kind of get on the channel. One way is join us here for the live stream and, channel review. Lex's channel is kind of being shown off a little bit here while I'm trying to help. And, of course, everyone can be part of the chat, which is great. So the other way, other than being a part of the live streams, is we have member tip videos. It's been a little while since we put one out. They were coming fast and furious for a bit there. And so what's the process for that? If you want to submit a member tip video to be on this channel, here's the lowdown. Basically, you're just going to want to send me the video. And so hopefully it's like it's a tip or advice or something about YouTube in general. We're not too particular about that. But I, as the person who runs this channel, would have to I retain all the rights just because it's easier. I'm not going to drop a giant contract and, in case this thing ever gets monetized one day, I don't have to deal with I got to send a third of a penny to this person. But so that's like the not great part. But the good part for you guys is that I will absolutely put an info card in the middle of the video that will link to your channel. I will absolutely put an end screen that will include a link to your channel. I will put a link to your channel in the description. You're absolutely free to mention your channel and have a graphic or like a logo or even like an on-screen, like here's how to find the channel, something like that about your channel in the video. You can do all those things. Yeah, so that's how you can get on this channel if you want to. So you can just contact me and however you want to send me the file, OneDrive, Google Drive, Mediafire. I prefer stuff that I don't have to install software for. But other than that, whatever. Preferably in HD, 1080p preferably, but 720 will do in a pinch. So if you want to. MP4 is the preferred format, but I can make other stuff work. I can convert if necessary. So that's just how that works. But anyways, it's getting a little late, and I do have plans this evening that I kind of need to get ready for. Oh, and actually I just got some messages that I need to go. All right. So, yeah, normally I end with a challenge. So, let me think. Okay, yeah, I know. Because I do run Vacation Impossible. Your challenge, if your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go and reply to at least one comment of one of your own videos that you hadn't previously replied to, and find another small YouTuber somewhere, someone in the chat, someone we've looked at here today, someone in the Facebook group. Go find another small YouTuber, find a video that looks interesting to you, give it a watch, and comment on it. Comment in a meaningful way. Don't ask for them to check out your channel. Don't ask for a sub, like, view, whatever. But go in and ask a question. Go in and make an observation. Make a suggestion. Something like that. So that's your challenge. It's a two-part challenge. Reply to a comment on your channel and comment on somebody else's channel. Thanks very much for watching. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow. I don't know the time, so make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on. And we'll see you tomorrow, Sunday, and we'll do this all again, but a little bit longer. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. This live stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds.